Hey everyone, Coach Investor back to another video for today. So we're starting the earnings session today with Mercadolibre. I'll follow it up with Block, and then tomorrow we'll go over the Lemonade earnings report. Now Mercadolibre, no surprises here. What an amazing company. Again, a beat on earnings per share, beat on revenue as well. Tremendous growth, even with the huge growth that we had in 2022. The company just continues to grow like crazy in all their markets. Execution here has been close to flawless. So without wasting too much time, let's dive right into this. So let's first go over the marketplace. So GMV, as you can see right here, Argentina still growing quite nicely there. Then you have Brazil, which is their more mature market, 28% growth. Mexico, same there. The other markets saw a decrease, but we're going to talk a bit more about that in a bit. Then consolidated one, 43% growth in this quarter. That's over 35% in Q4 and 32% the same quarter in 2022. Now, total unique buyers is actually down from 7 to $6.7 million. Now, remember in Q4 we had that World Cup quarter, so that is probably one of the reasons why this is down. Now, when it comes to Chile right here, which is included in the other segment, a return to positive GMV growth, albeit still at relatively low levels on a still tough comparison base. Last quarter, if you remember, this was actually negative. Now, with regards to item sold, you can see that Argentina reaccelerated from Q4 -1 to now +3%. Brazil, same thing here, from 11% to 17%. So quarter over quarter, a reacceleration. Still down year over year, but again, tough comparisons there. Mexico continues to grow quarter over quarter and year over year, so that's great to see. Now, with regards to Mercado Envios, which is the logistics side of the business, basically same trajectory here, same numbers when it comes to managed network penetration by country, same numbers we've seen in Q4. I think Brazil last quarter was 93%, so now we're a bit down, we're just down 1% to 92%. When you look at same day and next day delivery here, we grew quarter over quarter from 51% to 53%, but we're down just 1% year over year. Now, they do say here that over 77% of Mercado Envios shipments were delivered within 48 hours across the region. I believe Q4 was 75 or 76%. So again, improvement on those metrics. Now, with regards to the total managed network penetration, that's reached 93.4%. That's the highest level for the first quarter period. So we're off to a pretty good start. Now, when it comes to Mercado Pago, the fintech side of the business, so here again, unique fintech active users reach almost 35 million in this quarter, which is basically an increase of 1 million from last quarter, a 24% year-over-year increase driven by higher engagement in all digital account use cases in all key markets. Now, when it comes to digital account TPV, so wallet payments, P2P transfer between Mercado Pago wallets and debit and credit cards of $12.7 billion grew 162% on an FX neutral basis, which is basically the dark blue number here. Acquiring TPV is the light blue one, which grew 74.2% on an FX neutral basis year over year. Now, when it comes to Mercado Credito, the credit segment of the business, which is of course a bit risky, because if you look at bad debt and you analyze it, it's approximately maybe now a bit less on an annualized basis than 10% of revenue. But I say here, although you see IMAL, which is interest margin after losses, decreased quarter over quarter, it's still a big improvement year over year. They say IMAL of 38.8% remains at strong levels, driven by a continued selection of better asset quality and lower risk, partially offset by Q4 seasonality impacting Q1 bad debt, because you can see the increase, $260 to $240 million. And so overall, net revenue reached $3.03 billion. That grew 58% year over year on FX neutral basis. Operating margin of 11.2%, which is down 0.4% quarter over quarter, but still a big improvement here year over year. We're going to talk about margins a bit later again. Now, net revenue growth at country level was once again broad-based with double-digit expansion in all segments. We've seen this before, right? Argentina, 151% growth here in Q1. Brazil, still 26% growth. Then Mexico, 48%. And then the other segment, 30%. So again, it's not just one market that is growing pretty fast for them. It's all of them. Of course, the more mature markets, such as Brazil, is growing a bit faster than one in Argentina or one in Mexico. Then when you look at commerce net revenue, that reached close to $1.7 billion, 54% growth year over year on FX neutral basis. Take rate has also increased. We went from 16.7% to now 17.8%, and that's also an increase quarter over quarter from the 17.3% in Q4. Now, with regards to the fintech side of things, they say here over $1.3 billion in fintech net revenue. That grew 64% year over year, with growth slowing as we lap the prior year's rapid growth in credit revenues. Repricing helped drive a sequentially higher take rate in other fintech revenue. Overall, the fintech take rate did increase quarter over quarter and year over year, but as you can see, the darker gray here has increased. So we went from 2.17% in Q4 to 2.23% in Q1. Then as for gross profit, so again, gross profit margin expansion here, we're now over 50%, to be more specifically, 50.6% there. That's an increase of 285 basis points this year with dilution of fixed costs, more efficiency in collection fees and shipping costs, and lower first-party mix. So again, exactly what you want to see. And the story continues here when you look at operating margin expansion driven by lower COGS, G&A, dilution, and more efficient marketing spend, partially offset by product development headcount, which is this one right here, which is again the same explanation as last quarter, but here again, year over year, an increase of close to 500 basis points, reaching 11.2%. And then, of course, after all of this, net income margin expansion driven by strong income from operation. So that increased year over year by 373 basis points to 6.6% in this quarter. Again, I can't really praise this company enough despite all the macroeconomic uncertainties right now, high inflation, political troubles, let's say, in the region there. They keep on executing, they keep on growing. It really is a tremendous company. When you think about it, rarely you see such growth in this certain environment. Then cash from operations here amounted to $859 million, with leverage ratio continuing 2022 trend of improvement, which you can see right here. Overall, as you can see, total cash in Q4 and then total cash in Q1, that increased $161 million. Now, overall, when you look at the graph right now, you can clearly see, well, I think right now the stock is up 4 to 5% or so at the time of making this video. Can change when the market opens, especially after the Fed decided to raise rates by another 25 basis points. Again, overall, the graph, yes, we are nearing that maybe overbought region, but I think we still have some time, but keep an eye on this. When you look at the MACD, extremely bullish right now. We are sitting over, well, the 200, the 50, and the 20-day moving average, especially if we open up plus 4% tomorrow. It has had quite a run-up in recent months, but again, it is a tremendous business. It performs quarter after quarter, despite all the headwinds in, well, the Latin American economy, but especially in the world economy as well. So that's it for this video. I'm going to have a look at the block report. If you're interested in that, obviously, keep an eye on the upload. Will probably happen in an hour or so after this video gets uploaded. Do share your thoughts down in the comments below. MELI is a top 5 position in my portfolio. Really one of the strongest company that I hold after, of course, Tesla and Amazon. Again, I'll continue to follow this company closely. If you want more information, I've covered this company countless times on this channel. Of course, do share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.